Hi, I'm Judy Vitale, and here is your ReadTheStars.com weekly horoscopes at work for January 4th through 10th, 2016. Wow, this is going to be a very important week, everybody. First, I want to direct you to my new blog. I am blogging again, and this time I am giving you details about what's going on in the month of January. We're having two retrogrades. One is from Mercury, one we all love, and the other one is from Jupiter. You can read a further explanation of that on the blog. Just go to readthestars.com and go to the blog area, and there will be a nice article there for you. I already posted it. And on there, it will explain what I'm about to tell you here in greater detail. In general, we wake up in January, we want to go, hey, let's get everything started, got to do this, got to do that. That's great. However, because of the way the planets are moving in January this time, I think it's more important that we take stock of what we have and really see where we're going with it before we just like run into something. Number one, we can run into some communication foibles, or we may decide that something or one that where we're pointing in one direction, we really want to redirect in another way. The other thing that can happen is that we forget about an opportunity or an obligation that we committed to earlier, like back in the fall, and then all of a sudden it hits us. Oh my gosh, I've got to do that too. So we need to set our priorities, sort out what we need to do, and be very careful and deliberate about anything that we plan, especially through the end of January. So that's two of the things that are happening this week. We also have a new moon in the sign of Capricorn at 19 degrees, and that's going to be very powerful because it's going to bring in both Pluto and Uranus with it. So expect to have that surge energy of starting something new. But again, start something new, but be very careful about it. Mercury will also enter Capricorn this week, and that will help us to have a more of an executive point of view with the things that we are directing ourselves toward. So that's probably pretty beneficial. And that is just about enough, I think, for anybody to handle. We have a couple of little aspects here and there. I'm going to go through the week day by day now so that you get a handle on how to deal with your week. Monday is a great day to just prepare for everything. First thing I want you to think about is Mercury retrograde. Has your car been checked? Do your tires have air in them? Do you are you sure that you have all of your files cleaned off your computer? Things are going to start to glitch a little bit. I've already noticed some things. Always think about, as long as you can do it without erasing everything, what it takes to like restart something. I had a modem go out of order the other day. I just unplugged it and plugged it back in, and it worked fine. So it's that sort of thing. Now, if you're a Capricorn, if you have Aries in your chart, Cancer, Libra, those of us who are cardinal people, I'm very cardinal, we're going to really feel this one. So brace yourselves. On Tuesday, the Mercury retrograde begins at 8:06 a.m. The moon is going to be void, of course, from 12:47 p.m. onward on Tuesday as well. And when Mercury is retrograde and the moon is void, of course, and you're trying to do something important, you've got to take it step by step and be very, very careful. We're also going to have Venus square Neptune in the morning, along with Mercury square Mars. People are going to be running and trying to like really get a jump start on new things. And again, just watch that you don't run into a brick wall. By the evening, you're going to have Sun conjunct Pluto, and I think that's a really good time to meditate and gather our thoughts and say, okay, this is the way that I'm going to handle that project, etc. On Wednesday, the moon will move into Sagittarius. Everybody will be happy again at 1:56 a.m. And we are going to have the moon in conjunction with Venus in the evening, so that will be lovely. Thursday, moon conjunct Saturn in Sagittarius, and the sun square Uranus at 7:22 a.m. This is a little bit painful. This is people facing painful truths, including, people that you thought you forgot about how much trouble you were having with them before the whole holiday thing started. You might have a reawakening as to the true nature of your relationship on Thursday. Then Jupiter makes its retrograde late Thursday evening Eastern Time, 11:40 p.m. And when we have the Jupiter retrograde, which is going to last quite a bit longer into the May period of 2016, you are going to feel this need to go back and re-examine the opportunities that you may or may not have acted upon that came around to you this past fall. On Friday, the moon moves into Capricorn at 10:07 a.m. after a void of course period that begins at 9:44 p.m. on Thursday. Mercury moves into Capricorn 2:37 p.m. and then we have Venus conjunct Saturn on Friday night. This is just, you kind of plan to go out and do something really fun. You're just like, maybe everybody's sick of parties or whatever, but it's also a time to really examine, how much do I feel like doing this thing that's supposed to be fun? And if it isn't fun for you, go do something that feels good for yourself, even if that means cuddling up with your loved one or just, being by yourself, whatever it is that makes you feel happy. Because you're also going to want to be preparing for that new moon, which takes place on Saturday. And that's going to take place Saturday at 8:30 p.m. So all day Saturday, too, we can prepare for it. The moon will be in Capricorn as of 10:07 a.m. I'm sorry, that's 10:07 a.m. on Friday. On Saturday, we are going to have that new moon in the evening. So spend the whole day on Saturday just getting ready for it. What can I start? How can I start it? And how reasonable can I be about my expectations? Remember, during Mercury retrograde, when you start something, it's going to take a long time to get off the ground. So you may want to wait for an official launch until January 25th. Okay, so keep that in mind. Sunday, we're going to have a void of course moon for part of the day from 12:39 p.m. Eastern Time to 3:23 p.m. And the moon will be in Aquarius, so people will be thinking a little more clearly and more about what is good for the group. Now, with all of this going on, certainly some of you are going to want to have a reading, right? Well, I want to announce that I'm also doing coaching now, which means that I do like an ongoing program with you to pay attention to how you're aligning your actions with your ideas, your passions, and your purpose in life. So we can use astrology to discover a lot of where those things might be, and then we're going to work a program in order to get you to where you want to be. And then, of course, I offer hypnosis services, which may or may not be part of your coaching program, depending on what you need to do. Hypnosis is very useful for changing habits, not just by saying you will no longer do this, but by understanding what the reasons are behind any kind of destructive behavior or self-sabotaging action that you may be engaged in. So you can always contact me at Judy, Judi, at readthestars.com to make an appointment with me. I will also be available at Journeys of Life in Shadyside, Pittsburgh this week, Friday, from 1 to 5 p.m. And then on Friday night, I'm doing a special presentation, The Year Ahead 2016, with my friend Angel Lozada, who will be bringing it in from the standpoint of the Tarot and Santeria. So this is a wonderful opportunity. It's only $5. Please come and see us, and we'll make sure that you get a great start to the new year, okay? Again, if you need me for anything, it's always Judy, Judi, at readthestars.com.